Okay, solve each proportion. I'm going to go really quickly because I've asked you guys to already have done these. That's 6b equals 81. Can you please tell me what, when you divide it by 6, what you got? 13.5. Thank you. Number 2, you'd have 6 times x equals 21 when you do your cross products. You would divide both sides by 6 and get 3.5. On number 3, cross products, you got to be more careful because you got to distribute. So your first step would be 11 times x minus 7, giving you 11x minus 77, bless you. And then cross multiply the other way would give you 7 times x plus 49. You would then need to subtract 7x from both sides. And I realize there are many of you that don't need to write these steps or don't write them anymore. That's okay with me, as long as you're doing your algebra correctly. And I taught you anyway to be thinking like I'm saying it. So you need to add 77 to both sides. Someone do 49 plus 77, please. 126. And then when you divide by 4, oops, 31.5. Now, you don't have these on your paper, so just hold off a second on that. Number 4, we should have 8x plus 64 and equals 10x minus 1, 10. Sorry, 10x. I wrote that goofy, so I need to rewrite it so you can see it. 10x minus 10. Don't forget to multiply oh, darn. Okay, I'm doing great so far here. I had too big of an eraser. I have no idea what that just did. Never seen that before. Oh. Oh. All right, just ignore this up here, right? Oh, God. Oh, it's so weird. I don't know what's happening, and now I'm recording this. All right, so subtract 8x from both sides, and you would have added 10. Did you guys divide by 2 and get 37? All right, if everybody got 37, then I'll just stop messing with that problem since it was not liking me. All right, I just wanted to have everybody look up here and tell me what these segments are I have on my paper. What's this thing? All right, that's an altitude. You're going to need to tell me what the segments are on the quiz tomorrow. There's going to be some questions that you have to identify them. Wait a minute, something's missing. This thing actually had marks on it before. I must have erased them. Okay, what's this? And this is a median then. And what's this? That one's now an angle bisector. Okay, you just have to be able to identify those. All right, next we've got some similar figures. I'd like a setup. Can someone set up number 5 for me? If I put an X right there. All right, Darylyn. Okay, so you did 40 is to 24 as X is to 12, and that's perfectly good. And remember, there's 4 ways to correctly write your proportion. So you don't have to have this. Don't change it if you don't have it, unless what's across from your X is not 24. That would be a problem. If it's not, then you did do an incorrect proportion. So 24x would equal 480, and then we divide by 24 and get x is 20. Yes? All right. Let's put an X where the question mark is on 6. I will maybe call on you guys. Someone want to offer to set that one up before I do? Come on, guys. Oh, be very careful about size of sides. Evan? 21 over 28 equals, okay, he's fine. That's good. Now, let's see if we had a problem with that. X is the short side on that first figure. What's the short side on the second? It's the 24. It's smaller than 28. So those two went together. He's got X and 24, and then he's got 21 and 28, which would be an okay proportion. All right, that is a good proportion. So as long as you have x across from your 28, you're good. 28x equals, I have no idea, 21 times 24, please. 504, and then divide by 28, what'd you get? 18, okay. All right, I need someone to set up number 7, please. All right, Nathan, or Abby, sorry, no, I don't care. Nathan, go ahead. So you guys might be finding it interesting that some people think differently than you do, and that's totally fine. So he said 6 over 24 and 3 over x. You're good. So I know some of you have x first, don't you? And you went x over 3 and 24 over 6. It's the same thing because you've got 6 across from your x, right? So that's 6x equals 72, and when you divide by 6, you should have gotten 12. All right, so everybody, there's 4 ways to write it correctly. We could have it written different ways. I believe that most of you would have done x is to 3 as 24 is to 6. Okay, number 8. Someone want to set that up? You got to read this. Chloe? It has to be. Yep. All right, so how do we know what order? Because this says scale factor A to B is 1 to 2. So first figure to second, 1 to 2. First figure to second would be 8 over x again. So this is correct. And so 1 times x is equal to 16. Please look at this because I have added in here a problem that a lot of people missed on the last quiz. So I want to revisit this since we will be having a chapter test next Tuesday. We will be reviewing Monday and testing on Tuesday. What kind of segment is this thing? Do you know what that's called? A what? Good job. Mid-segment. All right, this is a mid-segment, and a mid-segment has a relationship. You don't have to write this down. I'm just reviewing it with you. It's your option to write it down or not. Okay, that is a mid-segment. And then if it was labeled 2x minus 4, and the bottom of the triangle was 20, what would be an equation to find x? This is what we did wrong on the quiz. Most of you wrote 2x minus 4 equals 20. Is that true? Does it even look like it? If this is 20, does that look like it's the same length as this? No, I hope not. All right, so that's incorrect. What would it be? How do you know it's 10? Because it's half of the base. Okay, the one side it's parallel to, a mid-segment, is half the size of the side it's across from. Okay, so the side that's parallel to it. So this would have been the correct equation. Okay, a lot of you just set them equal, and then that's why you got it wrong. All right, anyway, just wanted to visit that a moment. All right, so let's move on to what you actually have on your paper. Is this your next one? Okay, and then you have something else over here, right? And I just kind of added in something that I'm just getting rid. I'm going to ignore. So, okay, the polygons in each pair are similar. I need a setup for this one, please. All right, Kylie, go ahead. X plus 14, okay, over 27. Yeah, good. She said, okay, you had to read the scale factor was 8 to 9, so that was A to B. So she had to start with x plus 14 over 27 for the second part. You can have this flip-flopped any way you want, as long as 9 is across from your x plus 14, and you get 9x plus 126 equals 216. We'll need to subtract 126 from both sides. We get 90. Yep, 9 times x is 90, and we divide and get 10. Okay, quick one. I'm going to draw in what you have over here. Oh, actually, I have it on another page. I don't know how mine got jumbled up, but I'll go find that problem. 16 and 24. Oh, no. I think it's in here somewhere. There it is. This is the problem you have right now on that page, right? We'll be coming to these later. All right, so we're going to put an X here. How do I set this one up? Takasha, what could I do? I'll get you. I'll help you to help me. Six over 16, good. What will you do on the other side then? So it matches. Yep, X over 24, perfect. That's what it needs to be. Okay, so 16 times X equals 144. And then we'll divide by 16. This is what we're doing on both sides, and we get 9. Okay. Now we're on this one, correct? It says number 10. You've got two parallel pieces here, which means that you've got some corresponding angles that are congruent. This is actually not on tomorrow's quiz, however, it is in the chapter, so let's review it. Are these triangles similar? And the answer would be, this isn't your next one? Oh, wait, I know. Your next one is that, right? Sorry. I don't know why I stumbled up. But anyway, all right, set up this one. How about we just do it like it looks really fast? 4 over 6 equals X over 9. Okay, that'll work. So I got 6 times X is 36. We should have divided by 6 and got 6. But there's one thing we have to do on 21 first. What's that? We can't do it X. I can go X over 1, but if I do that and I want to go 6 over what? I gotta fill this in, okay? So I would do 4 minus 1 and get 3. And now that one's ready to go. So I got 3x equals 6, x is 2. Am I now going to be on the right one? Oh, heck no, not unless I go back. There it is, isn't it? Okay, finally. Since I had some parallel sides there, I know that I've got some corresponding angles that are congruent. Therefore, this triangle BCD is similar, so it's yes. BCD is similar to BMN, and it would be triangle BMN. And it would be by what? What would be your reason you can say they're similar? Yes? Say it louder. Angle, angle, similar. Yes, you got to have that little wavy mark, else I'm going to have to take off half a point. It has to be there. There's no such thing as just AA. Well, never mind. Moving on. We got triangle STU. Let's see. Looking at the picture, I see vertical angles are congruent. What do I have to check, though, before I know if they're proportional or, oopsie, if they are actually similar or not? Corresponding sides must be proportional. What ones do I get to compare, to check? 3 with the what? The 15. Small to small, yes. So I've got to go 3 over 15, and I got to see if that equals 5 over 25. Okay, the reason I knew which ones to compare is I said 3 and 5. The smaller number is 3. On the other triangle, 15 and 25, the smaller number was 15. Okay, so I had to go, that's how I knew which ones to compare. Now I reduce. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 15 5 times. 5 goes into 5 once, 5 goes into 25 5 times. They both reduce to 1/5, which means yes, triangle STU. STU is similar to triangle SCB. Okay, and that would be by Cadence. Did you have a question or? Okay. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yes, you can. Yes. I typically, if I were asking though for the scale factor, I would probably expect 1/5 because I've asked you to go first to second if it doesn't tell you. But yeah, if you just had these flipped over and said 5/1, 5/1, that would show that they're similar. And it's by side. You only have two sides and then angle. So SAS, similar. Okay, that will be on the chapter test. Find the missing length. Okay, so I want to figure out, tell me how to set up number 12 or whatever number it is on your paper. How can I do this one? There's four ways to write it correctly. Chloe again? I'm trying to get someone I haven't talked to. Okay, I'm just going to do it. Olivia, help me out. 11/12, okay. Where are you getting a set? Oh, no. Okay. So let me show you why. If you're right that this would be 72 if you were to subtract 12 from 84, but are you? Yeah, there you go. Right, you don't have to find this, okay, because you're not comparing it to this. Okay. All right, well, I'm glad you're all right with that then. So that's fine. And you could do x over 11 equals 84/12, if that's what someone else chose to do, as long as you have the 12 and the x across from one another. So 12x, I don't know what's this going to be, big numbers. 11 times 84, was that 9 what? And then divide by 12, and I think we get something nice. 77. Okay. All right. Ideas. There's a lot of numbers on this next one. And there's multiple ways to do the problem. Abby? 8 over x, okay. That'll work. 48 over 36. All right. So as long as you compare part to part, and then it doesn't have to be like she said it. It could be also x over 36 equals 8 over 48. But you have to have 48 across from x. No, it's 8 times 36. And then divide by 48. What do we get? Just 6? Oh, okay. Thanks for doing the calculation. Yes. Okay. Okay. What you just said is not registering quite yet. So tell me again what you wrote.
So I did what that was, but I tried with what I said.
Mm-hmm.
So I did x.
You can't do that. Oh, you put an x here?
Yeah.
So that means you chose to not find this directly. Yes, you could. Okay, so now I get what you're saying. So basically, you put a letter there, all right, and you could say y is to 72 as 11 is to 12. That would work. Then you would find out how big this is, and you could add it to and add 11 to it, and you would get the answer for that. So that can work. I just didn't want to go there, but that's okay. It absolutely does work. As long as in the end you gave me this number. You would have to take that plus that. No, not if you end up with the correct solution at the end. No. There's multiple ways to find all of these. Some of them have several ways, while others have more than just one. You know, there's always 4 ways to write the proportion correctly as well. So that was a legitimate thing to do. All right, glad you asked. All right, so about this one. Can't do any of those things on there, though. It's only when you get the side splitter theorem for that last one. You could do it on here, maybe. All right, so short side. Which one's the short side over on the other figure? The 52. So 16 over 52 equals 28 over 23x minus 1. Okay, big old numbers again. 16 times 23. I'm sure, we're not doing that. Okay, you guys got it for me? 368? 368. X minus 16 is equal to 52 times 28, please. That's how I know you guys are participating. Okay, 1,456. Now we need to add 16. And then we'll have to divide by 368. So 1472. And we got to divide that by 368. Wow. All those big numbers just to get a little old 4. All right. Imagine that. We can find it. You have multiple ways to set up this next one. However, you got to look at, oh, my pen's stuck, so sorry. This triangle versus the big one. Okay, someone want to give me a way that they decided to solve the problem? And I don't, where's my x? Oh, there it is. 2x minus 12. All right, Cadence. Sure could. That'll work. 2x minus 12 over 10 equals 24 over 15 is a fine way to do the problem. You also could have done 20 over 30 instead of 24 over 15. No, you couldn't. I said that goofy. If you did 2x minus 12 over 10, you could have done 24 over 30. That would work. But anyway, regardless, we've got to do our cross products. And that would be 30x minus, 12 times 15. 150, what's that? 180, yep. And then 240. And then we need to add 180. 30x is 420. Oh, some of my kids in my, never mind. Fourth hour had something to say about that. They always do. Okay, 420 divided by 30 is 8. Yeah, no. 8. That's not right. Oopsie, 14. I think something happened there. 14? Okay, that makes more sense to me. Perfect. It happens. Okay. What about this one? Oh, this is the same thing we just did. I have 2 pages the same. Don't know why. All right, are these our last 3 on this page? All righty. I want to find that. Tiny bit tricky. Remember the angle bisector theorem? It says, if you have an angle bisector in a triangle, it splits the side that it crosses through into parts that are proportional with the other 2 sides. So I need to know what this is so I can do the problem. I got to put something there. Why? Because I said so. No, I'm kidding. I have to put, you want to put a y there? Oh, okay. You can do that. All right, I'll do it. Did anybody do something else? Because that's not going to find me this. You can find this, though, just like using the, you can do 6. All right, I'm going to go with what you said. That was Darylyn, right? You said put a y there? All right. if I did this, because actually I'm doing it, I have no other classes said this. I'm bringing this up because Olivia approached another problem similarly. And that would give me 16y equals 96, and I would divide by 16, and that's going to be how much? 6? Okay, but that wouldn't answer the question yet. What would I need to do to get this? 6 plus 8, and you would get, all right, 14. Now, I'm not expecting many of you to think that of doing that. I'm thinking that more of you are going to do it the way I showed it before. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to show you another way. All right, now, some of you were telling me to use x and the 8, but I think we had a little bit backwards. If x is the whole side, then this would be 8 minus x or x minus 8? X minus 8. Okay, now I can say 16 is to 12 as 8 is to x minus 8. That's how I think most of you were going to do the problem. Okay, so that would give me 16x minus 140, wait, what is that? 80 plus 48, 128 equals 96. We would add 128. 16x equals 224. Alrighty, and then you divide by 16 and you're going to get 14. So I like your strategy, Darylyn, to do it there, as long as you make sure you added and you said the final answer is 14. All right, let's put an x here. And this one, I just like to go with the way it looks. 8 over 4 equals 4 over x. 8x equals 16. This should be x is 2. And then over here, this will be 4 is to x is 3 is to 9. Now, that's not the only way to do it. If you do 3 over 4, 9 over x. Either one gives you the same results. 3x equals 36, and you divide and get x is 12. Okay, I kind of went fast there, but are we okay? Did I go too fast there, and you want me to hold back here for a minute? You want to ask any more questions about any of these? All right, you have another page. And we're only going to do, we're not going to get through all of those. But we do need to look at some word problems, because there's going to be something, at least, with word problems. Well, let me get to that one real quick, and we'll see. Ratio of orange juice to pineapple juice. Okay, so I've got OJ to pineapple. Is, in the tropical treat punch, is 8 to 3. So it says orange juice to pineapple juice, 8 to 3. 8 over 3. Then it says Bill has 64 ounces of orange juice. Where am I going to put that? Yeah, because I put OJ up on top here. I want OJ up on top there. And I'm going to find out how much pineapple juice he needs to make his mixture. So, cross products, 8x equals 3 times 64, 192. And when you divide by 8, you should be getting 24. The next one, I think some of you probably have enough number sense that you probably look at this and you say x is 6. Does anybody do that? It's easy to solve, though. We can just do it. The proportion. 30 over 25 equals x over 5. So 25x equals 150. X is, divide by, there are how many quarters in $1.50? Oh, 6. Do you want me to tell you what I was thinking when I just wrote the answer?
No. I don't know. Does it matter if you go to
30 to x equals, and then which way? Then you can't do 5 to 25 if you do 30 to X because you went there to there, right? So you got to do there to there again. No, sweetie, because again, what I've tried to explain, that's why I've been getting different, like, you know how some people are telling me things differently than what you might have been thinking? It's because there's 4 correct ways to write every proportion. So, because this could be upside down, and it could be this over this and this over this, or that over that and that over that. So I don't want to stick to only one way, but just consistency matters. So if you're going to go here to here, then you got to go here to here. Does that make sense? Then my arrows went there to there, I got to go there to there. Now, if I cannot do crisscrossing. Your arrows can't cross. They got to be parallel. All right? So my point would be, and using this again as an example, if I went from here with my X first to there, I'd have to go from back to there and there. I think maybe I should have been drawing some arrows lately. That might have been helpful. Maybe. But it won't help on those. All right, let's try another word problem. Oh, this is why we have this stuff. If you're trying to find the distance across a river, it's going to be pretty tricky to swim across with a ruler, wouldn't it? I mean, sorry. I mean, if the river's over your head, you'd have to, you're going to tread water and try to lay it on top of the water? It's just not going to work. So you have to figure out other ways to do the measurement, and that's what people did. They made similar triangles and used them to figure out those lengths. Okay, because on the ground over here, they can measure this stuff. All right, so 24 is to X. Now, I'm going from here to here. So I went that away. And now I'm going to go from 18 to... I made my arrows cross. I don't want you to think I said just a minute ago, don't cross your arrows. But I'm going in the same direction. So 18 over 200. Okay, so 18x is 4,800. Divide by 18. It's some decimal, 200 and something. Is it 266? I'm trying to remember from earlier today. All right. And that repeats. And that's how many feet it is across. So again, there's real purposes for these triangles. I mean, if you were standing in the desert and you wanted to know how high up this cliff was, you could actually do it by measuring your shadow. Oh, well, I guess I better go the other way. And you could, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I decided I felt the need. Okay, and then you could actually measure the shadow. You can see that on the ground, right? So you could walk that out, you could walk this out, and then you could figure that height out because you know how tall you are. And you could measure this. So if you had a couple people, you could figure that out just by these triangles. It's kind of neat, actually. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I don't know if you're going to go out hiking and do that, but we could figure out the height of the building here if we wanted, but I'd have to catch a good time where the shadow wasn't too long. But anyway, moving on. In the summer, we got a gardener who planted a garden with these dimensions. Now, these are linear. If you're going to put 22 gallons, you got to water that whole garden, right? So you're watering the area. Do you know how to get the area of a garden that's 9 by 15? What do you do with those numbers? You multiply them just like it says. So let's do it. 9 times 15. What's that? Okay. All right. So it took 22 gallons to cover that 135 square feet. 22 gallons to put on the 135 square feet. All right. I got to set up a proportion. Now he said in 2015, he increased his garden to a bigger garden. What's the ratio? Well, it's I don't want to compare those sides. I'm just going to say, let's find the area of this one too. 15 by 25. What's 15 times 25? 375? Oh, wait. Am I putting that in the right place? So I hope this is starting to make more and more sense as we do more and more proportions, that where it goes matters. I can't put that up here because that would be how many square feet. I need it to be matching with the square feet over here. because I want to know how much water it's going to take for me to water that garden. All right, I want to know how many gallons of water. Cross multiply and divide, and you shall get the answer. I don't feel like you guys just do. You really did you realize you can just go 375 times 22 divide by 135? 375 times 22 divide by 135. Multiply the numbers across and divide by the other one. How many gallons? Okay, do you want me to tell you a trick about, no, let's do this first. NaCl. What's NaCl? I know what H2O is. That's water. Salt? It's something like that. Sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. All right, anyway, it's in the ratio of 2 to 5. We're doing chemistry class now. All right, if he uses 8.4 milliliters of H2O, is that going to go up top or bottom? Top, because I got the H2O on the top over here. All right, and I want to find out how much NaCl he's going to use. 2 times X would equal 5 times 8.4, which is 42. And then we divide by 2 and get 21 milliliters of NaCl. That will give him a total of how much stuff? Yeah, 29 plus 8.4 would be 29.4 milliliters of liquid. Okay, we still have a few minutes. Please give me a chance to do the map question here. I want to get through this one. All right, so we've got, you wish to travel and you measure the distance, 4 1/4 on the map, and you've got the map with a scale of 5/8 inches is 20 miles. Let's convert. Type 5 divided by 8. Tell me what that is. 0.625. All right, that is to 20 miles. As, now I've got my inches on the map, 4 1/4. You remember how you type that? 4 plus 1 divided by 4. 4.25. And we want to find out how many miles apart they are. So cross multiply, please, and divide. That'd be whatever it is. 20 times 4.25 divided by 0.625 is a lot of miles. 136, I think it is, if I remember correctly. All right, now, look over here. 5 kilometers is worth 3.1 miles. You got time, guys, still to put your stuff away. Hold on. We want to know how many kilometers apart this is, and we're going to use the 136 in my mile position. Okay, that was an MI. So we cross multiply and divide and find out how many kilometers they are apart. The only questions that I'd hoped to get to that I did not were these two. You should know how to do those two. And then the back of that, if you do complete it all, I think I'm going to do some extra credit on that. We will have a little review before we warm up tomorrow before our quiz.